I'm wondering if one of the Dutch guys can make it into the other catering spot. I doubt it, though. I don't think he has enough money.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Max Chilton as well has been in several episodes, or special episodes, in Top Gear as well, the British Top Gear.
Right.
It'll be great if we can get a Dutch guy in there.
Seats are still open.
We'll be happy.
So they have Force India still has a seat open, right?
Yeah. Sauber's pretty much confirmed, which I sort of guessed when I saw the post of that boss, that Temex owner. Like, alright, this is pretty much settled. If they don't sign him, then I'm not gonna pay. Well, they have to sign him now. Like, alright.
Oh, are you talking about Gutierrez?
Gutierrez, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's a good call though? I mean, money aside, if they had a choice, do you think he's ready?
I don't know. He did pretty well. I think in the GP2, I think last year. So I don't know. It's hard to guess because F1 is a lot different than GP2. Because some make it work.
It's a big step up.
Yeah. Like Grosjean, the first time he failed miserably, and now the second time he's doing alright, apart from like starting incidents and crashing that he's had.
Yeah, but when you look at Hamilton, though, he done really well, didn't he, in his first 2 seasons?
Yeah, won it on his second season.
But when you're born into one of the top elite cars, of course you're going to do well.
Right.
They're easier to drive. Usually,
Perez can do the same.
Yeah. So it's fun to see one of those. I actually saw an onboard race on YouTube once of the Brazilian Grand Prix, like the final race of this year, and you see the guys in the sort of lower tier cars making a lot more steering corrections than the guys in the McLaren or Ferrari or Red Bull.
Totally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they have those lower guys have to work a hell of a lot harder to get the car and keep the car on track.
But that makes you a better driver in the long run, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Having watched the GP2 quite a lot last season, I've seen Gutierrez. He's definitely up for the challenge to going to F1.
Alright.
And even when the race of that didn't go his way, it was more based on team strategy doing mistakes. The team doing the mistakes on strategy that affected his championship, if anything.
Yeah, see, I don't really know much about him. I mean, I don't really follow GP2, but I was watching him when he filled in India. In the practice sessions, and he seemed good and all. I don't know. I guess I just don't know enough about him.
You know, who else I'm wondering about is Valerie Bottas in the Williams.
I know. I think he's gonna be.
He did pretty damn well in the practice sessions. I think he even beat Maldonado at times.
He was beating Senna on some of those weekends.
Like Senna has never been that great. I think.
Oh, I know. No. I'm just saying he has a lot more seat time though than Bottas. You know, it's like. True. I was very impressed by him. I think he's going to be really, really good. Maybe not this year, but overall his career. I think he's going to go to McLaren or something and just blow the doors off. I don't know. He seems like he has a lot of talent.
It's going to be very interesting to see how he will do in this first year. I think if the Williams keeps developing again like last year. Can always go sideways.
You can never know because you can always bring in top drivers from other leagues. Say, for example, from IndyCar, they brought in Toro Rosso, brought in Sebastian Bourdais, and that really didn't eventuate, did it?
No.
Yeah.
And he was a multiple champion in IndyCar, dominating that series, just like Montoya did.
Montoya's actually went to NASCAR now as well. He's pretty happy there.
Yeah, he has.
I hate Montoya now. So what do you guys think? Do you think Perez is going to do well, or is he going to flop?
I think he can do well.
I don't think he's going to do as well as Hamilton.
I think Hamilton has actually grown a lot this year. I mean, he's been a lot more calm, more reserved.
Who's going to win in points? Who's going to win in points, Hamilton or Perez?
That depends on what Mercedes brings to the table, because they're completely revamping their car.
If it were to come down to this year's cars, Perez hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because of the car.
Yeah.
Perez still has quite a lot to mature. There was still quite a lot of niggles here and there, stupid mistakes that he was doing, unrealistic overtakes.
Malaysia, Japan with Hamilton, those kind of moments.
I reckon McLaren will stick with him for 2 years. First year will be a bit of a learning curve, and they'll be expecting results out of him in the second year he spends at McLaren.
Yeah. I think he can do it though. He needs to grow, but I think he can do it because he definitely has pace. I mean, he did great in Malaysia until he was finding Alonso. He was quicker than Alonso, in Monza, he was flying near the end. It's crazy, passing everybody. So he can do it.
But it also depends on. It also depends because they've said that Perez has a good driving style. He's very delicate. He's very Jensen Button-esque.
Yeah.
But that was also very visible because the Sauber was a fantastic car on its tyres. But now, when he doesn't have a car that's fantastic on his tyres, or as good, should I say?
Right.
We'll see what really eventuates in how good he is in using his tyres if he's up to Button standards.
See, I don't think Pirelli should have changed their tires after this year to a new blend. I think they should have kept them.
They're making it a bit more reliable, don't they?
See, I'm not sure. I don't know if
they're just making the tire walls harder, aren't
window, right? It's a larger working window, I think.
I hope that they can make them maybe even slightly less durable. So that, because this year I personally really enjoyed when there were the races where there were 2 or 3 pit stops. It really did spice things up.
I know.
I mean, for the front runners not to be able to have enough time to get out in the lead and then take a pit stop and still be out in front just before the next cars was fantastic, where they get swapped back into the middle of the pack, you know?
Right.
True.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though.
Pirelli has done a really good job there so
there's
far.
not that many regulation changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I like Pirelli.
But, like, the 2014 is going to be a big changes, and like I already read a post.
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
No, I think like I heard once like Bernie actually Ecclestone went to listen to the engines. He's like, alright, this is fucking horrendous.
It sounds like a vacuum.
I was very similar in terms of when they were changing down from the V10s to the V8s. I wasn't looking forward to it, but now after the first season that happened, and now we've gone strong 3, 4, 5 seasons in. No, you've completely forgotten about it. This has just become normal, and I guess that will happen as well eventually.
Yeah, I think the first couple of years be reliability issues with those engines, especially now they have a turbo.
Yeah.
A lot of turbos are going to be blown.
I think reliability with
what
these
I
engines
wish they would do with
fantastic, really. Not a lot of engines going.
Yeah, these ones have been good. That's what I mean. It'll be hard to surpass these engines at the moment, isn't it?
What I wish they would do with when the new engines come along is make the rear blown diffusers legal again, so they could kind of get a little bit more performance out of it.
In a way, they would get more performance out of it, but it will also cut down on overtaking because the rear diffusers were the issue of cars not being able to follow behind other cars closely around corners because there was just too much disturbed air for the following car.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So that is definitely something I'm agreeing with in terms of the changes that they have done, and that's to get completely rid of it.
Yeah.
And the smaller teams can't afford the development on the rear diffusers like the top teams can as well.
Yeah.
So I also find it a bit odd, like with the prize money, like the slow team will get a lot less money, and they're struggling more just to catch up. So you always think like, oh, they're still not catching up, but they have so less budget to work with, so it doesn't actually make that surprising.
Yeah, they've got like front wings made out of cardboard.
Right. Do you see what the crazy entry fees are for each team? Like each championship point you win the season before is like 20 grand or something like that.
Yeah,
I think over the year it's a few million. It's a few million over a year.
It's ridiculous. It's like, damn.
Every point counts.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think that the top teams pay more of entry fee than the lower tier ones do. So.
Yeah, every championship point you get, it's an extra huge amount of money.
But yeah, to keep the circus running somehow.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
I also kind of liked when Bernie said, yeah, I'd rather be happy with 10 teams than with 11 anyway, so fuck HRT, basically.
Right. Yeah, I didn't.
I love that.
They just got in the way.
Yeah, they never really got on their feet, did they? Like unlike Marussia and Caterham. I think those two are going to actually have a nice battle because Marussia was doing pretty well without Kurz compared to Caterham in the latter half.
I couldn't believe that. Like,
you don't really.
Should have blown him away.
Yeah. You don't really pay attention to him during like the course of the season, but then near the end of like, huh? How about that?
They're still there.
They're still there. They're doing actually pretty damn well considering the situation.
But it does make your
do a lot better this year.
You could, without curves, you could move your bias a lot around your car, so you can make your car a lot faster, more drivable without it.
Yeah.
But in a straight line, you can make your car faster. So you know, there's pros and cons with curves.
Well,
yeah, I think HRT had on a couple of straightaways there higher top speeds than Red Bull. Well, Red Bull traditionally runs slower on the straights.
Yeah, they just
a good
Red Bull set up the car that's exactly. Red Bull doesn't count on traffic basically when they make setups.
That's why on the twisty tracks they're faster.
Exactly right. They're not accounting for DRS. They're saying we're not even going to use it.
Yeah, because like if you like take the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix like of Vettel, where they like upped the 7th gear, which I still find kind of stupid that he was allowed to make such changes. I mean, the guy got a penalty for Christ's sake.
That's only if you
deal with it.
Well, yeah, he couldn't make any changes if he started at the back of the grid.
True,
but if you start from pit lane, you can change whatever you want.
Yeah, that's what I thought kind of poopy actually. He would never.
I'm a Vettel fan, so I liked it. Because my wife, wife's German. She was born in Germany, so kind of partial to the German.
Trying to keep the marriage happy just by being Vettel fan.
I think this is
Well, I'm half German too, so.
Actually, I don't have like a. I used to be a fan of Michael Schumacher until he dropped out, and after that, I'm basically just a neutral viewer now, even with his return.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the last couple of years quite well, especially this year.
I find it a lot more enjoyable when I have someone to root for. I have to pick at least somebody.
Well, I was kind of laughing my ass off when Maldonado won Catalonia. So you're like, what the fuck?
That was crazy. I couldn't believe that.
Biffed it in Melbourne.
Yeah, when Jenson Button at Spa was 2 seconds faster than everyone else.
Yeah. And Maldonado is actually a pretty good driver, but he's unstable as hell as a person, I think.
Yeah.
A little, at least on track it is. He gets too
aggressive.
aggressive.
If you choose between Grosjean and Maldonado to ride your team, which one would it be?
Sorry?
Yeah, say again.
If you had to choose between Romain Grosjean and Pastor Maldonado to race for your team, which one would it be?
Grosjean.
Grosjean myself too.
I would say Grosjean too.
I think Grosjean's only going to get better.
So that's a clean sweep, all 4 of us.
Yeah, it's just when
Grosjean, if he makes a mistake, it's in the first lap.
At Spa.
And after that, he has great races. Maldonado just is aggressive all over at times. He can drive brilliantly like he did in Catalonia, and then Valencia, exactly. That's kind of a moment. Silverstone with Perez.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Grosjean didn't really have a year in terms of starting, but.
I think, I mean, kind of different topic, but I think Hamilton's going to do well in the first couple of races. Just how we saw with Rosberg winning last year so early on. I think they have a chance of